What if I told you your phone didn't get worse overnight, but you woke up feeling like it did? One day it's perfectly fine. The next day it feels slow, outdated, almost embarrassing to pull out in public, but nothing actually changed. The battery didn't suddenly die. The screen didn't crack. The apps didn't stop working. So what happened? On Thursday, your device was fast, sharp, reliable. On Friday, after a dramatic keynote from Apple led by Tim Cook, it suddenly felt like it belonged in a museum. Slightly slower, slightly duller, slightly behind. That shift and that invisible psychological downgrade is where the real story begins. Marcus experienced it firsthand. He stood in line on a crisp September morning, ready to spend $1,199 on a phone that was technically only 3% faster than the one in his pocket. He knew the specs by heart. The processor had a modest bump. The camera had an extra lens he would probably never fully use. The display was a little brighter in direct sunlight. But here's the uncomfortable detail. His current phone was only 18 months old. It handled calls flawlessly. It streamed videos without buffering. It took photos more than good enough for social media. It ran every app he needed. 24 hours earlier, he was satisfied. Then he watched the keynote, and suddenly, satisfaction turned into quiet dissatisfaction. The real upgrade didn't happen inside the device. It happened inside Marcus's perception. This is what I call the upgrade illusion, the system that turns perfectly good technology into something that feels insufficient the moment something newer exists. And it's not an accident, it's engineered. Here's the truth. Most people don't stop to consider the modern tech industry is not built to sell you one excellent device. It's built to sell you nearly the same device repeatedly, with incremental changes framed as revolutionary leaps. Companies like Samsung, Google, and Apple have mastered this cycle. Every year, like clockwork, there's a launch event, a stage, perfect lighting, emotional music, words like breakthrough, next generation, the most powerful ever. Side-by-side comparisons flash on the screen. This year's model is 20% faster. The camera performs 15% better in low light. The battery is more efficient. But here's the question nobody asks. 20% faster. At what? Scrolling Instagram, sending texts, opening email. Most people use their phones for the same 5 or 6 daily tasks. And flagship devices from 3 or even 4 years ago already handle those tasks effortlessly. Can you truly feel a 5% speed increase in daily life? Can your eyes detect the difference between 20 and 24 megapixels on a 6-inch display? Can you meaningfully experience slightly improved dynamic range in everyday photos? Or are you paying for the feeling of having the newest thing? Let's talk numbers for a second. The average American upgrades their smartphone roughly every 2 to 3 years. The average price now sits between $850 and $1,000 for a premium device. Over a 40-year adult life, that's easily more than $12,000 spent on smartphones alone. Now add laptops replaced every 3 to 4 years at $1,200 or more. Add tablets, add smartwatches, add wireless earbuds, add smart home gadgets. Suddenly you're not looking at $12,000. You're looking at $60,000 to $80,000 over a lifetime. And that's just direct spending. If you invested even half of that difference into a simple index fund earning average market returns, you could be looking at 6 figures, maybe even $250,000, instead of a drawer full of outdated electronics. That's the true cost of the upgrade illusion. Not the single purchase, the repetition. So how does this machine actually work? Mechanism number 1, software pressure. New operating systems are optimized for new hardware. Your 3-year-old phone technically supports the update, but it runs slightly warmer, slightly slower. The battery drains a bit faster. Animations feel just a bit less smooth. Not broken, just uncomfortable enough. Mechanism number 2, repair friction. A battery replacement might cost $80 to $120. But when your device is already 2 or 3 years old, many people think, maybe I should just upgrade. That thought feels logical, but it's exactly the calculation the system wants you to make. Mechanism number 3, the annual calendar. Releases happen every year at the same time. Predictable, ritualized. January, your phone feels cutting edge. September, it feels outdated. Nothing changed physically, but psychologically, everything shifted. You are not watching a product announcement. You are watching a carefully choreographed moment designed to manufacture desire by manufacturing dissatisfaction. And here's the twist. Most flagship phones from 3 years ago already perform at 95% of what today's flagship does in real-world use. Texting, calling, streaming, photos, navigation, social media. The improvements are real, but they are incremental and often imperceptible in daily life. You don't feel 3% faster. You don't experience neural engine enhancements. You don't live differently because your screen is 100 nits brighter, but you do feel the emotional comfort of being current. That's what you're buying, not performance, relevance. Now here's a powerful alternative. Instead of upgrading every 2 years, stretch it to 4. Replace the battery once, clean up unused apps. Factory reset if performance drops. Use a protective case. When you truly need an upgrade, consider refurbished models. A 2-year-old flagship often delivers nearly identical real-world performance at a fraction of the cost. The only difference, it's no longer marketed aggressively. The stigma around refurbished is psychological, not practical. And here's something even more important, the environmental cost. Manufacturing a single smartphone produces significant carbon emissions. Mining earth minerals requires energy-intensive extraction processes. Most of a device's lifetime environmental footprint comes from production, not usage. Every unnecessary upgrade isn't just a financial decision, it's an environmental one. Holding on to a working device longer isn't falling behind, it's opting out of an engineered consumption cycle. Now, I want you to think about this personally. The next time you watch a keynote and feel that subtle discomfort, that sense that your device is no longer enough, pause, ask yourself, did my phone actually get worse? Or did someone spend billions convincing me it did? Because here's the reality. Your phone didn't downgrade itself. Your perception was adjusted. You're not behind. You're being nudged. The upgrade illusion works because it attacks identity. Nobody wants to feel outdated. Nobody wants to feel behind the curve. And companies understand that deeply. But real financial freedom often comes from ignoring signals designed to manipulate you. Keep what works. Upgrade when there's a real functional limitation, not when there's a marketing event. Invest the difference. Over years, that discipline compounds, financially and psychologically. Marcus enjoyed his new phone for about 72 hours. By Monday, it felt normal, familiar, almost identical to what he had before. The excitement faded, the payment plan didn't. And in 18 months, another keynote will arrive. Another slightly brighter screen, another slightly faster chip, another moment engineered to make him feel behind. The only way to break the cycle is awareness. Once you see the illusion, you can't unsee it. So next time you feel that upgrade itch, question it, delay it, analyze it. You might realize your outdated device is still more than enough. If this made you rethink your next upgrade, subscribe. Because understanding the psychology behind money and technology might be the most powerful upgrade you ever make.